What's up, everybody? Jesse, SlotCityFishing. Today we're going to talk about something a little bit different than what I usually do on my channel, which is fishing content. We're going to talk about YouTube optimization and SEO, search engine optimization for YouTube. Things like tags, keywords, thumbnails, click-through rate, average relative watch time. We're going to go into YouTube Studio and then use a program called TubeBuddy. That way you can quantify all this stuff and use the data that it gives you to be more decisive about what types of videos you're going to make. And it will tell you your likelihood of ranking high in search returns for it. That way you can bring more traffic to your channel. That's the name of the game. The SEO is very, very important. All right. So if you're not in the fishing genre, everything that we're going to talk about today, this will apply to any type of video that you make. I think the other genres like cooking, entertainment, like makeup channels, they all do really, really well at this kind of stuff. The outdoor industry is not so good at it. That's the reason why I'm making this video. Is I've been getting a lot of calls, people asking me for help on doing this stuff, and I've been personally mentoring probably five different YouTube channels now, and I've helped them build up their channels and get monetized and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. First, we're going to talk about what is SEO and why is it important. All right, so what is SEO? It's search engine optimization. So YouTube uses Google as their search engine, the same as if you were to go to google.com. So if you rank high in YouTube searches, you'll also rank high in Google search returns, which is another way to divert traffic to your page. But it all has to do with your tags, keywords, thumbnails, description, and they all work together. I don't think that there's a like hack or a way to cheat the algorithm, but there's definitely things that you can do that will improve your likelihood of ranking high. And if you don't do this stuff, your videos are basically invisible. There's a couple YouTube channels now that I've been mentoring, and this guy, he had incredible videos, very, very good. And if you use TubeBuddy, you can see everybody's tags and titles and keywords and stuff to see what's working and what's not. And this guy had really, really good videos, but his videos basically were invisible in search returns and suggested content because his tags and keywords and descriptions were all messed up. So this stuff is like vitally important if you want your videos to do well. So yeah, that's why SEO is important. And now we're going to dig into defining some of these terms that you guys have seen before and what they mean, how they work together, and then we're going to talk about actually optimizing a YouTube video. That way it will rank really high in search returns. All right, guys. So got to get this out of the way, and this is a matter of debate, and we could make a whole separate video about this, but all this SEO stuff, it doesn't mean anything unless your videos are really, really good, like engaging, where people are commenting, likes, all that stuff. And that comes down to like the quality of your content, like what your video is actually about, the editing that you did to it, like good video, audio quality, good edit transitions, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's a whole other topic of video, but let's assume that you did make a video that you think is really, really good. All right. YouTube doesn't know whether or not your video is good from an opinion-based standpoint. There isn't people like watching your videos and like ranking them or whatever. All that they are doing is using the YouTube algorithm to record data about your video. And average relative watch time is the metric that they use for this, all right? It's not the accumulated watch time, like how much watch time the video has actually gotten. It's the watch time of that video compared to other videos that have similar tags. All right, so I'll show you what that is right here. We're in YouTube Studio now. We're on the page Videolytx for a video that I made that's doing pretty well. It's gotten 406 subscribers off of it, and I've made like $100 on it. So you're gonna scroll down. You're gonna go on the engagement page, and you're gonna scroll down to audience retention. This part right here, you're going to click on it, and audience retention is how long people watched your video. All right, and like what percentage of them made it to the end. You can check all that. That's not the important one. The important one is relative audience retention, or like people call this average relative watch time. All right, This is telling you how your video ranks for those tags against other videos, and this is how viral videos happen, all right? Because if your video has higher average relative watch time or relative audience retention than other videos with similar tags, YouTube is like, oh snap, that's a good video, and that will start to push out your video as suggested content to people who aren't associated with your brand or channel at all, like never clicked on your stuff before. It's also powerful because you can watch this and you can see exactly the point where people lost interest in your videos. So for me right here, I had a dip, and you can click on that part and you can actually see what people didn't like.
You want like a 9-foot or bigger, 12-foot.
So apparently I was like rambling about, you know, this type of gear or whatever, and people didn't like it and they started clicking off of the video at this point. So you can use that to be like, okay, whatever I was doing right there, you know, look at your other videos, and if it's similar things that you've been doing, stop doing that thing. And then on the opposite side of that coin is if you see a sharp uptick in that, on that curve right there, whatever you were doing at that point, that was really good. Keep doing those things, all right? And then as you make more and more videos, all your videos will get better, okay? So that's average relative watch time. That's the most important thing right there. All right, the next thing we're gonna talk about is how people discover your videos, all right? And there's a few terms I'm gonna define on here. If you go in your analytics for your video and you go to the reach portion on here, there's this like funnel looking thing, right? And it says impressions and how they led to watch time, all right? So what an impression is when people search for your video and it just pops up and they see it. Like just that it was on their screen, all right? They didn't click on it or anything like that. It was just that they saw it, all right? And that's a function of like your tags, title, and description, and we're gonna go into that. That way you will rank high in search terms. But the impressions are just how many people were actually exposed to your content. So on mine right here, it says that it got 110,800 impressions, and then click-through rate. What that is how many people actually saw it through impressions and then clicked it, all right? And that's your click-through rate. And that also is a function of you having a good title, good tags, and then a really good thumbnail, all right? Because the thumbnail is what is really selling your video. You want a good thumbnail with like good contrast and whatever. Like that could be a whole other video, like how to make a really good thumbnail. But you can see mine. The title is good in it. I got the arrow pointing at the fish, which I think like pushes people into the thumbnail more. So out of those 110.8 thousand impressions, it had a click-through rate of 5.9%, which translated into 6,500 views. And then my average view duration was 10 minutes and 18 seconds, which if you do all that math with a calculator, it's gonna spit out that I got 1.1 thousand watch time from the impressions during this period of time. All right. That data is important when you go into making your tags, keywords, and all that stuff. And all this stuff, it all plays together. So you'll see once we go into like the keywords and tags and titles, like where all this stuff, you'll have an aha moment where like everything comes together. All right, now we're gonna talk about your title and your tags, okay? Your title is the keyword of your video. That's the thing that actually pops up as the search return for whatever people are searching for. So for instance, with my genre, this video is about surf fishing, right? So I titled it Surf Fishing in Florida, How to Surf Fish, all that stuff, right? So when people put that into the search engine, if my tags support that, that's the keyword that will return. And then if they like that title, they like the thumbnail, they'll click it, and then that whole funnel that we talked about, and that's how you accumulate watch time, all right? So let's talk about tags now, all right? This is where TubeBuddy is pretty awesome. I'm not paid or sponsored or anything by this company. This is a product that I just use, and I think it's very important if you're a YouTuber because it helps you big time in your YouTube optimization, all right? So your tags, what is a tag? Your tag are the characters that people are putting into the search engine to find your keywords, all right? And a lot of people don't really understand the full like power of what a tag does, all right? It does more than just funnel people to your keywords. It also associates your video with all the keyword or tags that you've chosen for that video, all right? And this is how suggested content gets happening, because all of your tags, if they're in your description and they're in your title, that's telling YouTube that that's what your video is about, all right? So it will rank high in search returns. But what it also does for you that people don't really understand is all the tags that you view on YouTube, it's stored in the cookies for the IP address of your computer. So your channel or your YouTube history will start to associate with the tags of the videos that you watch, right? So say for instance, you were watching stuff about whatever genre you're in, let's say like barbecue, right? And you watched a whole bunch of videos with the tags of like best rib, best grill, what stuff like that, all right? It's going to start pushing videos with high average relative watch time to your channel because you've interacted with those tags, and that data is saved inside of YouTube associated with your account on YouTube, right? So YouTube doesn't know like what a good title is or what good tags are. It can't read. It's not smart. So all that it knows is that these characters are appearing in this order. So for instance, right here I got beginner surf fishing, Jacksonville, Florida. All that it knows is that there's a B, an E, a G, I, N, N, E, R, S, S, U, R, F, F, I, S, H, I, N, G. It doesn't know anything else aside from that. So when you make your tags to rank high, here's the real secret. It's not really a secret. This is just how you do it. You want your tags to be in the description of your video and in the title of your video as many times as you possibly can for as many different search returns as you possibly can. All right? And then what that does is it tells YouTube that this, yes, is what this video is about. And you're making it to where your video will be posted for multiple search returns. So people are finding your videos for multiple different search topics, all right? So this is in YouTube Studio. I have TubeBuddy enabled. It will tell you how you rank in your tags for these videos. So for instance, on this one, I'm number 5 for how to surf fish, which is phenomenal for our genre. And that's a very highly searched keyword. So that's how you rank high. Surf fishing Florida, my video is number 1. Florida surf fishing, my video is number 1. Surf fishing Jacksonville, Florida, my video is number 2. And so on and so on. And YouTube gives you 500 characters for tags. You want to fill that sucker up, right? And then make sure that all the tags that you're using are being put in the description of your video as many times as possible, and in the title of your video as many times as possible. And a common debate here is like, well, what if the description of your video is like, it reads weird because it's full of a bunch of tags? Like, this is just my opinion. Like, how often do you actually read the description of a YouTube video? Like, I never do, right? So use that space that's available to you to fill it up with tags. That way you'll rank high for that search return. All right, here's another really powerful feature of TubeBuddy, is that it'll give you this screen called Videolytx, and it will tell you how many times your tags have appeared in the title and in the description, and how many search returns you have for your tags, right? It'll also tell you how many videos are being put out as suggested content because of your tags and everything, all right? And a really cool feature is if you scroll down here, you can see all the tags that I have used in my video. And then if you go up here to tools, you can look at search rankings, and it will tell you your video tags and where you rank in that tag for that search. So like here, I'm number 1 for surf fishing Florida, Florida surf fishing, Florida beach fishing, shore fishing Florida, beach fishing Florida, Florida shore fishing. So What that really translates to is if you search on YouTube for surf fishing Florida, for instance, and like I said, this will work for any genre. I know that mine is like specific towards fishing, but it'll work for any style of videos, right? You can see that I am ranked #1 for surf fishing Florida, and then you can click in TubeBuddy, and it'll give you a summary of what this keyword, like how many times it's viewed, what's the likelihood of you doing well in that keyword. So you can see number of monthly searches for this is 8,060, right? And mine's #1. So I'm gonna get 8,060 impressions if my video is #1. And then if they like my title and they like the thumbnail, they'll click it and then get the watch time, and then it'll be suggested content, all that stuff. But you can click on results, and then for that particular keyword, it'll tell you how many videos you rank in that keyword, and then where you stand in it. So here's, I'm #1, and then I'm pretty sure that I have several others also, because my channel is associated with those keywords and tags now. So you can see here also, there's another one of my videos, there's another one for that particular tag, and that's one tag out of the 500 characters that YouTube allows you to put in that block. So here's a thing about like when you're small versus when you're a big channel is like, my channel is like 2 years old now, and I've accumulated all this watch time. So that data basically like solidifies that my content is good, and you know, pretty much whatever I post now, as long as I optimize it properly, it ranks really high in search returns, because I have like a proven track record of accumulating watch time. But even if you don't have that, if your video is like tagged properly and stuff, and you choose keywords that you will rank high in, and what I mean by that, so like in my genre, if you put surf fishing Florida and you're a brand new YouTube channel starting out, you're probably not gonna rank high in that category, because there's guys that have lots of watch time like our channel that are gonna, you know, rank higher than you in that. But you can specifically choose keywords that are more localized to your area that other people aren't really using. So for instance, if I were to put surf fishing in Jacksonville, Florida, or even more specifically like surf fishing at Jack's Beach, you might be the only video with that tag for that video, and then you automatically will rank #1 for that particular tag. So yeah, that's tags, descriptions, and titles. And remember, the trick is all of your tags, you want them to be searchable tags. Like, don't use things that people aren't gonna like search for. Like if you put, for instance, in my genre, like how to catch fish with sand fleas at the blah blah blah, and it's a super long tag, like nobody is searching for that, so you're not going to get any traffic off of it. So play around with it, and you can update and change your tags constantly. So see which ones work for you, and then keep using those. But yeah, that's a title, tag, description right there for you. All right, so you made a video that has a really great average high relative watch time. You tagged it properly, you titled it properly. You're getting good traffic to it. The thing that should happen next is the video should start to get pushed out as suggested content, and I'll show you how that looks in your analytics. You're gonna go to your analytics page, you're gonna go to the reach portion, scroll down, and then you can see that as the views are accumulated on here, it's being more and more and more sent out to other people. Then you can check your traffic sources right here, and you can see that 39.6% of this video's traffic came from suggested videos, which that's what you want. That means that new people are seeing this video, and it's not like me having to post it everywhere on Facebook and stuff like that. And then you can scroll down and see exactly what videos are pushing your videos out as suggested content. So for me, it's this beach fishing tutorial, surf fishing is 34.5% of that suggested traffic. And then we'll click on it. So this video has 588,945 views, which explains why I'm getting a lot of traffic off of it, is because this video is being seen by a lot of people. All right, so that's all the optimization stuff. Just some more tips for you making your videos. I will say always take to heart the criticism that you get in your feedback, like your comments and stuff. You may not like what they're saying, but there probably is a little bit of truth to that. Like I had this one guy say, man, that was so boring, that part that you did right there. And it, I was like, it's my video or whatever. But then I checked on that one page with the average relative watch time, and sure enough, there was a sharp decline, exactly where that guy said. So take all your feedback as if it's real, and listen to your audience, because they're the ones that's bumping up your watch time. A big thing that we try to avoid, and I suggest you do the same, is avoid doing a lot of product placement, like ads within your video. Like even if you're doing a sponsored post or trying to represent a company or whatever, people don't like ads, and like it's going to give you a sharp decline in your average relative watch time. And then the biggest thing that I would say is, if you make good videos, people are going to watch it, and you're going to build that watch time. So make videos that are engaging, where people are going to like it, leave comments and stuff like that, and then try to make it to where there's no like dead space in your videos. That way it's entertaining from the beginning to the end. You want that average relative watch time to be high up on that curve. You don't want it to ever dip below, and that's what's going to get your content pushed out there. But yeah, that's my suggestions and my strategy for optimizing videos. I really hope that it helped you guys out. If you found this information valuable, please like the video, leave some comments. If I left anything out, let me know. Really appreciate you guys for watching, and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. If y'all have any other questions about how I do any of this stuff, my email is in the description of the channel, or you can comment. We've been doing a lot of one-on-one consultations on FaceTime and stuff, helping people out. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, let me know, and maybe we'll talk to each other and work on your channel or whatever. But yeah, I appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you next time.